doing kind of don't understand why it's that rare. But what you are looking at today, which I'm going to try to review and do it fast at that so I can upload to YouTube, because YouTube, I think, for iPhone only lets you upload a 15-minute long video. So I'm going to try to make this as fast as possible. Anyway, today's review is to Jason from Part 3. Now, I think I may know a little bit why this guy's rare. It may be because this is the first look Jason actually wears his hockey mask. Because we all know in Part 1 he wasn't there, in Part 2 he wore a sack, and in Part 3 he killed this fat dude named Shelly, or whatever his name was, and got the hockey mask from him. So that may be why this figure is so rare, and maybe also because this is the first Jason Sideshow did with the hockey mask, of course. Okay, basically it comes in your standard Sideshow packaging with the figure's face on the box. It says Jason from Part 3, Jason voorhees. And I haven't really unpacked the base because the base is kind of like the first Jason version where the base is kind of like under plastic glued to the backing. So I'm just going to keep the base there because I don't want to tear and mess up the background, if you guys understand me there. I still got the loop fixed because what I like about the loop is with the loop you can actually tell if it's new in box, and it actually keeps them from falling out all the way. And now right there would be where his mask was, which I took out. There's his axe, which looks similar to the Part 7 Sideshow Jason axe, and there's where his machete would be. Doesn't come with a lot of weapons, but it does look really cool. There's the Jason Part 3, Friday 13th Part 3 3D poster, which is really cool. I actually have that DVD and the new release of the Part 3 DVD where it comes with 3D glasses, which is really great. Kind of looks weird, but also great. And there you get the cast, which I like. The Sideshow does for boxes. There's the Jason Part 3 base. Looks similar to the Michael Myers one, since they were the original ones. On the back, on the side, you got a picture of the profile for 13th Part 3, Jason voorhees, 12-inch collectible figure. Basically the same on that side. Friday 13th Part 3, Jason profile strap picture, Jason voorhees, 12-inch collectible figure. The back is really cool. I like the back of these boxes because it shows the figure, a bio about the figure from the movie, and sometimes also gives you previews from other figures you can collect and look out for. There's the original Leatherface from the 1978 version Leatherface, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, I believe. I'm not sure, but and there's the first Freddy from the first Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger figure, which is really nice and detailed. What thing they did with that one, if it's meant to be from Part 1, then it doesn't make sense why they colored the sleeves green and red, like the whole sweater, because I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the Freddy from Part 1 supposed to have the striped body sweater and then the arms be all red? Well, I guess they didn't know that back then, but that's something I guess some people correct with customs and all that, but I'm not good at customs really, so I don't go for customs. But once custom is people like that, and Matoli or whatever from the 12-inch figure forum or 12-inch figure, convention, he's supposedly really great at Freddy figures, Jason, Michael Myers, etc. So I'm going to leave the custom work up to the great customizers. I give props to one of his customs. Mike Echo 180, he does good customs too. And either way, let's get on with the review. You see more scary stuff online at Sideshow.collectables.com. Collect all great horror icons that have made you afraid to be alone. And then you get, say, where favorite Jason Leatherface portrait sculpted by Matt Falls, which I think is the one who sculpted my Sideshow Michael Myers, I'm not sure. There's, I guess, a price tag from whoever bought it first. Figure and accessories designed by the Sideshow Collectables figure team, which is really great. This says Friday 13th Part 3. And idyllic summer turns into a nightmare of unspeakable terror for yet another group of counselors ignoring Camp Crystal Lake's bloody legacy. One by one, they fall victim to the I'm trying to think of that word, but maniacal, whatever Jason, who stalks him at every turn. I probably know what that word is, but I can't think of it right now. Maniacal, yeah, that is maniacal. Maniacal Jason who stalks him at every turn. There's a picture of the prototype or the actual figure. You got Jason's background and the nice blue background you get with the other Jasons, I believe. I'm not sure. So that's it pretty much with the box. I like the Jason fell. I like the profile shot of the box, or the picture of the box. Let's get on with the Jason. Now, let me autofocus. This is a great Jason figure, don't get me wrong. But what I do not like, which I figured before I got it in the mail from eBay, which I do not like, is they actually sculpted the neck. So really his neck is kind of stuck in that pose. I mean, you can move the neck bottom around, but unless you really cut it off, his neck is kind of stuck in that way, which kind of bothers me and kind of doesn't. I mean, for it being the first Jason, I can kind of understand that. Or at least the first Jason wearing the mask, at least. The other Jason had the sack, so I guess it had a better articulation. The mask itself is made out of better material, or almost is probably the hardest hockey mask of the Sideshow Jasons you can get, which I like, because it's not all flexible like the Part 4 Jason by Sideshow, and probably the Part 6 and all that. It's kind of almost like the Part 7, but more sturdier than the Part 7 Sideshow Collectables Jason mask, which I love. I love the original look of this. You know, it's hard plastic. Not saying it won't break. It could break, but it feels like it really won't. And the straps are really good on it. And it has that little thing right there that keeps the strap down. Got the red, you know, marks, or whatever they call them. They call the red marks something, but I can't think of it right now. I'll probably think of it here in a minute. His face is well sculpted, looks really accurate to the movie as far as I know. You know, Sideshow doesn't do as good as paint jobs as Hot Toys, but they do close to what Hot Toys does. Neck is sculpted, like I said, and like with the other Jasons, he's kind of got a, you know, plushy fat suit type thing under there, I guess, to make him look more bulkier, which I'll try to show if I can. So you can see that, you know, it's kind of a plush gorilla type fluffy body, which I guess makes him look bulkier, which is understandable, but you know, they could have made the body bulky, I guess, but some people probably didn't like that, or probably wouldn't like that. Ooh, gotta try to find a button up his clothes. He's got nice blood splatters on him, which don't look that cheesy. They actually look like really accurate blood splatters. Since it's Part 3, is, I guess, to be accurate, like the movie, sleeve doesn't go all the way down to his arm, kind of like the Part 6 Jason by Sideshow. His arms are sculpted, and these arms are kind of sculpted like one of my Sideshow Dead figures, I guess, are the same sculpt in a way, but just painted differently, which are greatly sculpted as well. He bends double. He's basically a basic Sideshow body, but his arms are sculpted, his neck is kind of sculpted, which gives him lack of articulation at the neck, but still great nonetheless. You get these pockets where actually real pockets, so you can put little knickknacks in there, if you want, which is really great. His pants are impressive because they kind of go high, so they don't really risk falling down like other Jasons. They kind of bag up like most Sideshow figures, but they're still cool. His machete fell. Speaking of machetes, machete's great. The blood don't look cheesy. It kind of looks great for the first Jason with the mask figure by Sideshow. If I'm talking fast, guys, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make this figure review fast, so to upload to YouTube. His boots are pretty much the same kind as the Michael Myers in the Jason Part 7 figure by Sideshow, which I guess, you know, it's cheaper if they just reuse parts, which isn't bad, but, you know, all in all, hold on, guys. Let me put the mask and machete back on him. Sorry guys, it's taking long. Anyway guys, out of 10, I'm going to give this guy a 10, just because I love Jason. And even though the sculpted neck and the sculpted arms, a little bit, well, not so much the arms, but even though the sculpted neck kind of pisses me off, where it can only just kind of stay stuck in that position. That's what she said or he said. But all in all, I give this guy a 10 out of 10. I mean, you just gotta love the way Jason looks from Part 3. This being the first Jason with the hockey mask, it's great packaging. You know, probably, and I can kind of understand why it's the most wanted figure Jason out of all of them, or maybe not all of them, but one of the most famous wanted Jasons out of all of them by Sideshow's done. And people probably like this figure so much that's probably the reason why they made the premium format from Part 3, is because, and even Robotech did a Part 3 Jason, and I think a Part 4 Jason, I'm not sure, but, you know, there's a lot to love about this guy, not really nothing to hate. He's all love, you know. I was lucky to get this guy for about 100 something off eBay, or even less than that. I think I got him for around 50 or 70 bucks maybe off eBay, but it's like last year, so I can't remember. But if I can get the exact amount, I'll try to tell you guys or leave it in the comments. So I pretty much got him I got him cheaper than most time you get him in the seller. Had this guy in the first Freddy from the first Freddy Sideshow did, from like Freddy Part 1 that you saw in the back of this box. But of course I spent my money on this guy because, you know, he's one of the rare ones, and even though it's probably not my most favorite film and favorite look of Jason, it's definitely one of my favorite looks for Jason, and I had to get him for that price because knowing how much this guy sells for, I've seen these guys trying to sell for like 400 something new in box, or go up to that much, I think. So he's definitely going to stay in my collection. I have Jason from Favorites Jason. I have a Jason from Part 7 by Sideshow, but I lost the box because I had it when I was a little kid. And I also have the Sideshow Michael Myers. And I'm looking forward to getting some more Sideshow figures. But I have 2 Sideshow Dead figures, which I'm looking more to get more of them. I'm getting more in collecting. And if you guys haven't seen my review of my Jason Part 7 18-inch by NECA, go check that out. That's definitely one of my favorite Jason figures. And I'm going to try to do reviews of my 7-inch from Jason Part 7 Jason figures. Anyway, next after this review is probably going to be a review of my Resident Evil figure from the 10th Anniversary series, new in box.